History isn't always written, it's whispered. This is the story of the Druids, the priestly class of the ancient Celts in Britain, Gaul and Ireland. The Druids were the intellectual heart of Celtic society, priests, judges, lawmakers, healers. In a world without writing, they were living libraries, holding genealogies, laws and sacred poems in memory. Their temples were oak groves, their rituals woven into the land itself. Roman writers viewed them with awe and suspicion, describing their authority over all sacred matters. Yet their power is shrouded in mystery, as they left no written records. The silence of the Druids is their most profound legacy. The Druids' story is not just about what we know, but about what we may never know. The oak groves may be silent, but their story endures. To understand the Druids, we must look through Roman eyes, our only written window into their world. Julius Caesar, Tacitus, and Pliny the Elder described a powerful priesthood exempt from war and taxes, teaching the transmigration of souls. Caesar claimed this belief made the Celts fearless in battle, seeing death as a doorway, not an end. But these accounts were not neutral, they were shaped by politics and propaganda. Caesar needed to justify his wars, so he painted the Druids as a dangerous, mysterious order. Pliny gave us the iconic image: Druids in white, cutting mistletoe with golden sickles, sacrificing white bulls. Was this real, or just a tale to fascinate Roman readers? The Romans were drawn to the exotic and the strange, and the Druids fit the bill. The darkest accusation was human sacrifice. Wicker men filled with victims set ablaze. This image has haunted the Druids' reputation for centuries. But was it truth or Roman exaggeration? The Romans themselves practiced ritual killing. Painting the Druids as barbaric justified their conquest. They claimed to bring civilization to a savage land. The reality is likely somewhere in between, buried under Roman bias. The Druids' true nature is lost in this distorted mirror. We must read between the lines, questioning every detail. The Druids became both villains and victims in Roman stories. Their real legacy is far more complex and elusive. The Romans didn't just write about the Druids, they tried to erase them. Unlike other conquered peoples, the Druids were seen as a political threat, uniting Celtic tribes against Rome. Their influence crossed tribal lines, making them dangerous to Roman control. Augustus banned Roman citizens from Druidic rites. Claudius tried to abolish them entirely. The Druids preserved Celtic identity and memory, resisting Romanization. The final blow came in 60 AD when Suetonius Paulinus attacked the Druid stronghold on Mona, modern Anglesey. Tacitus describes a haunting scene, warriors and women in black Druids raising their hands, cursing the invaders. The Romans hesitated, unnerved by the spectacle, but pressed on, destroying sacred groves and altars. It was cultural destruction, an attempt to extinguish Druidism forever. By burning Mona's groves, Rome sent a clear message: no rival power would be tolerated. The Druids' open authority was shattered, but their spirit would not be so easily erased. The Romans won the battle, but the Druids' legacy would survive in other forms. Their memory became a quiet resistance. The suppression of the Druids was a fight for the soul of Britain. The echoes of that struggle still shape the island's story. The Druids' defeat was not the end, but a transformation. Their wisdom went underground, waiting for a new age. The oak groves burned, but the whispers endured. The assault on Mona was devastating, but ideas cannot be killed by swords. The Druids' formal power was broken, but their influence lingered in the land and memory. Some believe their spirit fueled Boudicca's rebellion, a last desperate fight for freedom. Even after defeat, Celtic identity endured. The Druids' knowledge went underground, surviving in folk memory, poetry and lore. Heroes in Irish and Welsh legend, poets, prophets, magicians, echo Druidic wisdom. This was subtle resistance. We are still here. We remember. As Christianity spread, old sacred sites became Christian, and saints like Bridget and Columba inherited Druidic traits. The Druids' legacy transformed, flowing into folklore, poetry and custom. Their oral culture proved resilient, surviving centuries of Roman rule and religious change. The whispers from the oak groves learned to speak a new language. The Druid spirit was never truly silenced. Their story became part of the myths and legends of the British Isles. The old ways adapted, not vanished. The Druids' greatest power was survival through transformation. Their memory endures in every story told beneath ancient trees. For centuries, Druids lived on as myth, until the 18th and 19th centuries revived them. Romanticism and antiquarian curiosity sought a deeper pre-Roman British identity. The Druid became a symbol wise, just, deeply connected to nature. Antiquarians like William Stukeley linked Druids to Stonehenge and Avebury, imagining them as ancient astronomers and architects. New Druidic orders formed, inventing rituals and lore to fill the gaps left by history. Figures like Iolo Morganwg created ancient traditions, often from imagination. This was less deception than creative longing, dreaming a lost religion back to life. The reinvented Druid reflected the hopes and anxieties of a changing Britain. In an age of industry and empire, the Druid offered a vision of wisdom and harmony with nature. The romantic image endures, shaping how we see Druids today. It tells us more about modern dreams than ancient reality, yet the Druid remains a powerful symbol of British antiquity and independence. The myth is as enduring as the stones themselves. The Druid's shadow still stands in the oak grove, guardian of a timeless wisdom. What do we truly know? Strip away Roman propaganda and romantic fantasy, and the facts are few. Druids were real, powerful elites, priests, judges, teachers, revering oak groves and teaching reincarnation. The Romans saw them as a threat and tried to erase them. Beyond that, we enter myth. Modern Druidry is heartfelt, but not a direct survival from the Iron Age. The challenge is separating ancient priest from modern hero. The Druid is now an archetype, keeper of lost knowledge, guardian of nature, symbol of resistance. We project our hopes and fears onto their silent figures. The real conspiracy is one of absence. Their true legacy is not in facts, but in their enduring impact on British identity.